A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm going to talk about she power, dare to differ. Let me talk about life. We are born. We then have a childhood. We go through youth. We become adults. Then we get old and we die. During these different stages of our life, we do different things. In our childhood, we grow up, we learn, we get educated. During college, we again learn to pick up a career. Then we get married, we have children, and then maybe after that take care of our grandchildren. So that's the whole process that we go through. During each of these phases of life, if you can dare to differ, if you can tailor-make certain phases so that they meet your requirements, then that is an ideal situation, an ideal life. So let me talk about the childhood years first. One of the things that happens during our childhood is we pick up fears. Fears to debate with our teachers, fears of confrontation, fear of water, fear of heights. Now I think, first of all, it's very important for us to have a healthy disrespect for the teacher, the textbook, and the teachings. By this I mean that we are given the ready-made solutions, but what we need to do is to question the answers that are given to us. I'll talk about an interesting story about me having got rid of my fear of heights. I used to be extremely terrified of heights, so I decided that I wanted to attack this fear. I enrolled myself in a course with Himalayan Mountaineering Institute, and I went for a 4-week-long course. I prepared for it before I went, so here I prepared with 22 kilometers every day of walking with a 15 kg weight on me, a hypoxia mask. So I was getting trained for the hypoxia because I went there in October, November, the coldest months of the year. I prepared and I thought that I'm extremely well prepared for the course and it's going to be a cakewalk. I reached there. The first week was cool. They were just training us, assessing us, and then the climb started. So every day we would climb about 2,000 to 3,000 feet, and we were doing the Sikkim Himalayas. As our climb got higher and higher, and we started going through mountains, we would go through very difficult situations. There would be a mountain like a wall here on this side, and on the other side, just a steep valley. Everybody shuddered to look down because I guess a lot of people there were afraid of heights. I would look down and then I would get terrified. I would take my eyes away. One day what happened is one of the course mates, his bottle slipped out and it fell down and it just rolled down the valley. I was just behind him, so we all happened to look. And I was right here at the edge, and I happened to see the bottle of water rolling down very extremely fast. It was a very terrifying sight. But what I saw after that was extremely beautiful. I saw a beautiful river passing way below, many, many feet below. I looked for a while, I took my eyes away, again I looked. Then I looked up, and as my gaze came upwards, I saw in front of me snow-clad mountains. And above me, I saw a clear blue sky with small clouds which looked like wisps of cotton. The scene was completely enthralling. Once again, I looked down, again I looked up, till I looked up at the sky. I did that several times, and I realized that I had gotten rid of my fear forever. So there are a lot of fears that we pick up in our childhood years. Sometimes it's because of what somebody has said, somebody's experiences. Any of these could be the result that you develop a fear. But I think it's very important for us to attack our fears, to destroy them systematically. Let me go on next to talking about my childhood years. I was in school, weak, bullied. I decided I wanted to change that. So I joined martial art. Incidentally, at that time, I also met this young doctor. We got along great. We fell in love. He was into martial arts as a hobby. So I learned from him. And there was an incident that took place where I was molested by 3 guys on the beach in Chowpatty. But because I was trained, I could take care of the situation, and I whacked the shit out of all of them. So here I'm talking of fear of confrontation that I came over. I think it's very important for every woman to understand that if she can defend herself, she can take charge of her life. She need not depend on anybody else to take care of her. She can take her life in her own hands, control it, and charter it the way she wants. I'm then going to also talk about my boyfriend then, who later became my husband. So we were in medical college together, and we got along great. Back home, obviously I got married to him, and then we had problems with my mother-in-law. She did not like the way I lived my life because I was into a lot of adventure activities. So there used to be fights in the house every day between us and between her. And one day she said, "Pack your bags, leave the house." I looked at my husband, and I knew it was going to be a very tough decision to go out and not know what to do and how to live our life. But he looked at me and he said, "Don't worry, I'm in this fight with you." So I think it's very important for a woman, if she decides to get married, she must check out the man whom she's going to live her whole life with. She must check whether he is a spendthrift, whether he has anger spells, whether he's possessive, whether he believes in equal rights. My life partner, I like to call him my life partner, not my husband, because we share a wonderful friendship to this day. My life partner was one who believed in equality. He's an achiever himself. He's one of the 6 Indians who received the President rank honor, and he got this award along with MS Dhoni, the cricketer, and Abhinav Bindra, the shooter. So he always believed, and we rather believed, that 1 + 1 should be equal to 11. 1 + 1 should not be equal to 2. It's very important for a woman, a girl, to decide her career choice. People want to become a doctor, they want to become an engineer. But believe me, you need to move in the direction of your passion. And that could be something totally different. If you move in the direction of your passion, it will be a very fulfilling life. So I frankly think that every woman should make a career choice. Think out of the box. There's no issue with that. But let it be a choice which you make, which you want to make because of the passion that you want to be doing it with. I trained in unarmed combat, and my stint with the forces started because a senior police official happened to see my skills. He got very impressed and he said, "Please come and give a demonstration to my troops." Later I trained his troops. And then my whole stint with the armed forces started, where I would go out, train commandos in unarmed combat. But I was not satisfied with unarmed combat. I wanted to upgrade my skills. I was extremely interested in shooting. So I joined a local sports club and I started shooting. I worked very hard. There used to be times when I would stand with the weapon in my hand and aim with the foresight, hindsight, and the target. And I would keep doing that. Your shoulders ache, your fingers ache. But I would do that painstakingly because I wanted to upgrade my skills. So here what I want to say is that whatever career choice you make, don't just stagnate there. Upgrade, learn a new skill set. We started training the forces in shooting as well. And then we came up with an innovation, which was called reflex shooting, which some of the forces found useful. What I want to say here is you must also try to innovate. In your career, if you think something can be made even better, more simpler, then go out there and do that. Innovate. Upgrade, innovate. Let me talk about now motherhood. My job of commando training required me to travel to different places. 8 months in a year, I was traveling to various locations. It could be the LOC, it could be the border, it could be anywhere. Hostile locations. And it was at that time that we needed to plan a family. I sat down one day and discussed with my husband. And I told him that this is the time when I do not want to take an off, because I do understand as a mother, one has to keep 5 years of her life aside in bringing up the child, at least the first 5 years. So I told him that this is the time when I cannot give that up. These are my prime years when I should be doing this. I'm fortunate to have a life partner like that. He said, okay, no problem. We'll plan a family whenever you want. Later on, I decided to adopt a child. And I adopted a girl child. Many people ask me, why did you do that? Well, to tell you in the deepest of hearts, I don't really think there is any difference between a boy and a girl. A girl is as good as a boy. It's just the conditioning of years that puts a brake on our movement. And women cannot unleash their inherent abilities because of the strong conditioning, which we are all trying to break every day. Let me also talk about further education. At the age of 45, I decided I wanted to do something else with my life. So I went to Westminster Business School and I did a leadership program with them. So what I want to tell you here is that don't stop. The sky is the limit. It's your life, it's your career choice. You need to upgrade, you need to innovate, and you keep going ahead. Don't stop at anything. Let me talk now about the grays that adorn my face. I think aging is a process of life, one of the processes that happens to us. And I think one must not fight that. When they talk of aging gracefully, it means look at yourself in the mirror every day and like what you see, because you are your best friend. Your mind and your body are your best friend. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't see the yesterday's you, still smile at yourself and say, I am the best. But I'll also tell you one thing. As you get older, don't stop keeping fit. Work harder on your body. Work harder on your health. And stay happy. By fitness, I mean physical fitness. I mean mental fitness. Physical fitness is to go on an exercise program. Work extremely hard on your body. And mental fitness is about spirituality. Learn to be happy. Learn to be comfortable in your own skin. So I would like to tell all the women here that understand that life is once. In this life, you need to take your steps carefully. To start with, if you can equip yourself with self-defense, it's a very good idea. If you can attack and work systematically on your fears, it's a very good idea. Your career choice, education, career is very important. But pick up something that is out of the box. You don't necessarily have to follow that conventional path. The man you marry, if you wish to marry, that is. Because today, a lot of women are single, they don't necessarily want to get married. But if you desire to get married, then be careful and just see the qualities in your life partner. In your career, keep upgrading your skills, keep innovating, don't be stagnant. As a daughter-in-law, try to understand your mother-in-law and try to be the best of friends with her. As a mother, you can have your own biological child, you can adopt a child, or you can just nurture any young child who's waiting to learn from you. And when you get old and gray, just get more happier, age gracefully. The American civil activist Angela Mao wrote once, "I love to see a girl go out there and hold the world by its lapels. Life is tough, life is hard. You got to go out there and kick ass." So with that, I end my talk, and I would say once again, girl power is daring to be different, daring to make your own choices. Thank you.